last finals that they won, Kobe didn't play well. Kobe didn't shoot the ball well. Actually, everybody thought Pau Gasol should have been MVP. That's how well Pau was playing, and Kobe was playing awful.
Do you know what I hate most about Kobe Bryant? His fans. Kobe fans love to prove things that don't exist. Kobe fans love to find excuses about their idol every single time when he underperforms or when he fails. And above all, Kobe fans love to promote the most ridiculous and pathetic narrative ever, that Kobe is somehow the second greatest player of all time. With this video, I will kick off series of uploads that will debunk with facts, not feelings, the multiple existing narratives that Kobe was somehow the second greatest player ever. And since 2010 NBA Finals are again in the spotlight in the wake of D-Wade remarks on the Finals MVP reward, I decided that this is the best starting point. In other words, let's debunk the narrative that the Finals MVP reward was for Kobe and Kobe only, and Gasol was not even in the conversation. A statement so absurd and pathetic that can only suit a true Kobe Bryant delusional fan. As usual, what will follow are facts, and facts only, that will prove that Pau Gasol was 100% in the discussion for Finals MVP in the NBA 2010 Finals. Let's begin. Probably this will come as a shock, as a surprise to many Kobe fans, but volume scoring is not always great. It needs context. For example, scoring 20 points on 10-50 from the field doesn't make it better than scoring 14 points on 7-7 from the field. In the 2010 Finals, Kobe averaged 10 more points per game than Gasol. He actually led his team and the series in both scoring and steals. Those are facts, guys. And this is usually the biggest point Kobe fans will make. This is what makes Kobe the perfect candidate for Finals MVP. It is all about scoring, nothing else matters. However, this is deceptive, so let's take a look at the entire picture. Kobe fans will tell you that Kobe Bryant was so dominant in the 2010 NBA Finals that he led his team both in scoring and assists. And this is actually a fact. However, can you please take a closer look at the assists Kobe had compared to the assists Pau had? Yeah, unfortunately for Kobe fans, the context matters. So from this point on, we are going to ignore the statement that Kobe led his team in assists. And yes, I know, it is more common for a big guy to grab more rebounds than a guard. The same way it is more common for a guard to get more assists than a big guy. So this is basically what happened here. However, Kobe didn't get many more assists than Pau, while Pau grabbed much more rebounds than Kobe. If we continue applying this logic, Kobe was actually pretty good in steals. He led the series in steals, while Pau led the series in blocks. So far, this sounds pretty logical. However, there is one thing that Kobe fans will never tell you if they want to talk about the 2010 Finals, and this is turnovers. So in a way, Kobe not only led the series in points and steals, but he also led substantially the series in turnovers. During the span of the 7 games he played against the Celtics to win the championship, Kobe Bryant amassed the hefty 27 turnovers, while Pau only contributed 13. Of course, this is something that Kobe fans will never tell you. They are going to never admit it because it doesn't suit their agenda that Kobe Bryant was the undisputed Finals MVP for the NBA 2010 Finals. But there is more. There is much more. There are 2 things that Kobe fans love saying about Kobe. The first one, that he's clutch, and the second one, that he's amazing in the fourth quarter. He improves in the clutch and he improves in the fourth quarter because of Mamba mentality and all that stuff, and the mean faces, you know the drill. So I decided to check. Alright, let's see who was the best in the fourth quarter and who was the best in the clutch for the 2010 NBA Finals. So looking at the fourth quarter data, I cannot decide whether it is Pau Gasol or whether it is Kobe that was better in the fourth quarter. I'm sorry. You can say, alright, Kobe averaged 7.6 points while Gasol only 4.4, but look at Kobe's efficiency. 29.3% from the field, 16.7% from the tree. The only place where he actually improved was the free throw, and it was by probably a percent or so. So at the end of the day, his field goal percentage declined sharply, his 3-point percentage declined sharply, and yet he managed to slightly increase the free throws. So can I say that based on that, Kobe was definitely better than Gasol in the fourth quarter? I can't, I'm sorry, the efficiency is terrible. Can I say that also Pau Gasol is definitely better? I cannot say that either because he really didn't take a lot of shots and it is very difficult to decide. That's all I'm trying to say. I cannot say definitely it is Gasol that was better. I cannot say definitely that Kobe was better. Look at his efficiency, for Christ's sake. It is 29.3 from the field and it is 16.7 in the fourth quarter from the three. That's super, super bad. And now the time has come for my favorite. You know Kobe's clutch, right? He's super clutch. Remember all those videos explaining to you how clutch Kobe was in the finals with Shaq and basically how clutch he was ever. And now let's see how clutch he was in the 2010 finals. You will never ever see those stats from any Kobe fan, I guarantee that. So let's take a look at the clutch stats during the 2010 NBA Finals. I am sorry Kobe fans, but Pau was definitely better than Kobe in the clutch. He had more points, he was more efficient, he had more rebounds, he had more blocks, he had more anything. Oh, of course, I missed to mention the one assist where Kobe actually wins. But at the end of the day, we have a clear winner when it comes to clutch performance. And it is not, I repeat, it is objectively not Kobe being Bryant. And this brings me to the next point, Game 7. Before I go there though, I just want to mention that yes, it is true, Kobe Bryant was phenomenal in Game 5 in the NBA Finals. He scored 19 points in the third quarter, even though the Lakers lost the game. It doesn't matter, credit where credit is due. Let's talk about Game 7 because this was his career-defining game. According to Kobe Bryant himself, if he is to lose that game, he'll be miserable. That was the word he used, miserable. So, we are going to also mention that Kobe grabbed 15 rebounds in the last game, credit where credit is due, and I'm not going to say that he was absolutely terrible in that game, but definitely he wasn't as good as the second greatest player is expected to be, and that's my main point. Kobe fans will say that everyone was bad in that game. However, please let me know, is Kevin Garnett considered the second greatest player ever? What about Paul Pierce, Rondo, or maybe Ray Allen is the second greatest player of all time? What I'm saying here is that if you wanna make assumptions about Kobe Bryant, if you wanna throw some pathetic statements that he's the second greatest player of all time, then simply there will be no excuse if on his career-defining game he ends up being the most inefficient player on the field, at least from the players that actually shot the basketball. So guys, never forget that Kobe Bryant only shot 40% from the field in the series. Kobe Bryant was terribly inefficient in the fourth quarter. Kobe Bryant was also horrible in the clutch. Kobe Bryant also substantially led the series in turnovers. So I'm sorry Kobe fans, but Pau Gasol was definitely in the conversation for Finals MVP. And finally, and by the way, this is my favorite, I gave ChatGPT all the data that I was using in order to make this video. The complete stats for the series, the stats for the fourth quarter, and stats for clutch performance. And guess what? This is the response I got from ChatGPT. And you can say whatever you want, but there is something that you cannot deny. ChatGPT is not a Kobe fan. ChatGPT doesn't hate Kobe or anything. So in a way, ChatGPT is not biased and it is not prejudiced. But you know what? I kind of disagree with ChatGPT because for me, Kobe Bryant deserved to be Finals MVP for the 2010. I do, however, reject completely the statement that he was the Finals MVP and it wasn't even close. Yes, it was close. It was exceptionally close. In fact, it was that close that if somebody tells to me that, you know what, in my opinion, Pau Gasol should have been Finals MVP, I would be like, I'm fine with that. I don't want to argue because Pau was great during those series. He led the series in rebounds and in blocks. He committed substantially less turnovers than Kobe Bryant. He was better in the clutch, and unlike Kobe Bryant, he wasn't terribly inefficient in the fourth quarter. And do you know what? The reason why I still believe Kobe had to be Finals MVP has nothing to do with stats. Once again, in my opinion, the stats of Kobe and Pau are incredibly close. The reason why I believe Kobe should have been Finals MVP is all about the Mamba mentality. Kobe was the leader of this team. Kobe was the soul of this team, the glue that sticks the players together and creates a team. In fact, I cannot really explain it better than Dwayne Wade himself.
Because his leadership is always there. His intensity is always, that fire is always there. So because he's 8 for 24 from the field or something like that, you could never tell with a player like Kobe.